With the Ancient Gods Part 2 DLC, we get a handful of new enemies, which unfortunately are all just reskins, and of course we get the Sentinel Hammer, which surprisingly is not as bad as I was expecting it to be. Now today's video I'm actually going to be teaching you guys how to abuse the fuck out of this, and I'm talking about abuse to a level that anime body pillows don't even experience from their weeaboo owners. And trust me, if you're struggling on ultranightmare with this DLC, this is going to make it a little bit easier. Now before we go into the guide, I feel like I should tell you how the hammer works, because if you're anything like me, you don't pay attention to tutorials and you didn't use this damn thing for your first 2 runs. But basically the way the hammer works is on a charge system similar to the blood punch. Whereas glory kills refuel your blood punch, glory kills also refill your hammer. Specifically, you need 2 glory kills to get a full hammer charge, or destroy 2 weak points. Or even, you can do both. You can destroy a weak point and then perform a glory kill, and that initiates a hammer charge. And then the way the hammer itself works, once you got your charges lined up, you're gonna hit the button that you would use in the base campaign to pull out your crucible. Only with the hammer, a little animation activates, and any demons within the blast radius of, or the shockwave of this hammer is going to become dazed, and they will all drop ammunition for you. Which means you can set up some incredibly smart plays. If you know how to move and you know how to bait demons into basically all bunching up, you can drop a hammer in the center of that and replenish virtually all of your ammunition. Later on in the game, where you get the upgrade for more health dropped from demons that are frozen and more armor dropped from demons that are on fire, and then you hit them with the hammer, not only does a situation like that cause a giant fear of a potential fire hazard from your console basically exploding from the massive frame rate drop, but it replenishes everything: health, armor, ammo. If you're using the punch and reave rune, then that's a whole nother level of strategy that you're using there, because now that extra surplus of armor and health is going to go into replenishing your blood punch, allowing you to again go on a fisting frenzy. The hammer is also a great defensive weapon for escaping being cornered, but the point here being, glory kills and weak points are what get this thing to charge up, and that is something you can very easily abuse. In every single arena throughout the entire DLC, there's always some type of fodder demon you can set up, and if not a fodder demon, there's always at least one heavy that you can take out a weak point. There's even heavy demons that you can instantly annihilate just by throwing the Sentinel Hammer into your combat loop. Allow me to give you a couple examples. The Hell Knight, 1 Sentinel Hammer, super shotgun, glory kill, and then there's most likely going to be some type of fodder demon in the arena. Prime them up for a glory kill, and it's done. The Mancubus, 1 hammer, dazes it, and gives you some ammunition. It's very important to consecutively miss your shots to let them know that you're not playing. Destroy both of its cannons, which gives you the hammer back, and then you can use it on the Mancubus again, ideally bringing more demons closer to it, so that way you affect a good amount of all the demons in the area. But that second hammer is going to put the Mancubus in a glory kill, which gives you one of the hammer's charges back. A hammer attack close enough to a prowler puts that in a glory kill, and in this specific scenario, I had an arachnotron right next to it, so I glory killed the prowler, destroyed the arachnotron's turret, and now I have the hammer again. I mean, this thing really just boils down to you knowing how to soften up demons for a glory kill, or having enough demons in the arena that have enough weak points essentially for you to destroy to continuously chain this hammer back to back to back. The hammer does also work on the Doom Hunter. It does seem to last a little longer than the Ice Bomb in terms of dazing it, and that initial shockwave actually completely deactivates its shield, making this a better option than using the Ice Bomb. You can basically just use the hammer and not be retarded like me and actually go for its body and not its sled. And in one of Hugo Martin's streams, he did mention that you can one-shot the Marauders with this thing. I have not personally been able to do that. The closest I've gotten to it is if you're already good at one-cycling the Marauder, the hammer's going to make it easier. In order to open them up though, you do have to stun them with a grenade, because if you just try to drop the hammer on them, they just immediately pull up their shield. So you got to make them stumble with the grenade, follow that up with the hammer, and then they're stunned for such a long time that you can pretty much pull yours and his pants down, laugh about who God has cursed more, miss about 25 shots letting him know that you're out of your prescription for Adderall, and then kill him. How long they're stunned is crazy. The hammer does pretty much work on every single demon, with the exception of 3, technically. Possessed demons don't seem to be affected as much with the hammer. I need to do a little bit more testing on it. Personally, I would say, just stay away from them. If you're playing on ultranightmare, don't risk it, because it doesn't daze them. The Armored Baron, if the armor is up, you won't daze that either. It will drop ammo for you, but it won't become stunned. I think it's also worth noting that if you hit the Armored Baron right before his armor regenerates with the hammer, again, much more effective than the Ice Bomb. You're not only dazing it, but you're stopping that armor from regenerating for even a longer time than the Ice Bomb would have done. And the Blood Angel is the exact same way. If its shield is up and you try to hit it with the hammer, it won't become dazed, it will drop ammo for you. But if its shield is down and you need that extra opportunity to, for whatever reason, hit its head, you can hit it with the hammer, and it will be stunned for a good little while. Do note that the head does not count as a weak point though, so hitting that headshot is not going to give you a hammer charge back. But that's essentially how to abuse the hell out of the hammer. Let me know what you guys think. Personally, I love it. I like I said before, I like how id Software has managed to bring this weapon into Doom Eternal's combat loop to complement it a little bit more. I think it's one of those things that is very easy to abuse if you are good at the system that's currently in Doom Eternal, but it's not something that I think everyone is going to abuse or even utilize. Something I've been seeing a lot of people bring up is that the hammer makes everything too easy. It needs to be nerfed. I am against that idea. It's a single player game, and it's something that you can completely play the whole DLC without. I don't think the hammer needs to be changed. I don't think it needs to be tweaked. If you don't like it, you feel it's cheap, don't use it. I'd say it's as simple as that. I mean, this is a single player game, and I'm all for people having options and, you know, challenging themselves. I do 100% feel like it's viable to complete this whole DLC just with bloodpunch and the hammer, you know, provided that person's dedicated enough. But I'm gonna pass this on to you. How do you feel about the hammer? Again, do you love it? Do you hate it? Does it need to be changed? What's your stance on it? If there's anything else I missed on how to abuse the hammer, by all means feel free to chat stuff down in the comment section or jump into the Discord and yell at me some more for getting more shit wrong. But until next time, I'll see y'all later.